Hi. So I decided to read some prose poems for you today. These are pretty strange prose poems that I didn't quite know what to do with, but seem to be grabbing a hold of me as of yet, as of late, not yet. So I thought I would read them for you and see what came of it. It's kind of an experiment. If you like hearing me read these poems, then I'd be happy to do more. Just let me know in the comments if that's something that you would enjoy. So let me read them for you, and then you can decide if this was a good idea or a terrible one. This one is called Schrodinger Walks the Cat. A brief history of time. I was born in the orange haze of Detroit city night. You are a child of these woods. Every drive across the Mackinac Bridge proves time travel exists. Every word from you is six bullets taking their turns, sliding into place on a revolver, misfiring six times in a row. Bust the bubble membrane of the universe called me, and the universe called you until we share the same atmospheric landscape for only an instant to paint the sky, every color ever created. Northern lights be damned, until everything stops being black and stops being white. You are the something sound of a clock. We moved our hands like at once. May I remind you that we are all cats in rooms, waiting for the Geiger counter needle to fly off and the vial of acid to break. I want to collapse false vacuums, inject monopoles, form new universes in which your eyes and your breath do not shake. Breaking up becomes strangers in separate towns becomes this. An hour and a half away is actually 100 years backward. You're a cowgirl, inventing inventions on the instructions of Jules Verne in some sandy town miles and miles from any sea and across the seaboard in the centuries. Where I am, you look east, think of my face, Bailey. The only explanation is that there are no cell phones and no Facebook, or maybe you are 100 years forward, in a world populated by cats and the elderly, and in the ashes of what once was us, you wonder what could have been. I want the cosmic streams that connect everything to make themselves known, the double slit experiment of our bodies to stop resulting in waves or scattershot dots, a permanent eye-shaped camera on the misbehaving electron of what once was us. So this next poem has a hell of a title. It's called The Mirror Stage Discussed During a Smoke Break Outside of Brahm's Lit Theory Class in Marquette, Michigan. Um, so yeah, it's might have to do something about that title. It's a little bit crazy. But anyway, here we go. The formation of my eye began so far from here, it doesn't even resemble this place, even if I grew up in the same state. She says she feels the same, spent her youth in Minnesota barber shops watching the hair her mother sheared as it dropped, remembers covering herself in long blonde locks of a stranger, getting a pixie cut, pulled them from the floor, wondered what it would be like to be Aurora, or Alice, or Barbie, and that's the first time she realized her hair would never be blonde. It would forever be curly and dark brown. I knew I was different, she said, blowing Newport smoke to the darkened Marquette sky. Then, my own separate person, forever formed, never to be a blonde. When she was 5, she took her mother's straightener to her hair and rubbed yellow paint into it, looked into the mirror, and realized she would never be a princess. For me, it was running through Detroit suburbs, backyards, over back fences, running from dogs and neighbor kids who pointed wooden sticks and said bang. I cut my arm on a rose bush, 3 houses from my own, laid there in the grass as it bled, watching the white clouds slowly whir past, and I knew for the first time that I was alone. She asked me what happened next. I shrugged. I remember being alone, grass stains on my knee, a Fred Flintstone bandage on my arm for a week. You know, she says, the real formation of our eyes happened before we could carry memory with us. But maybe it forms again every time we remember, I say, pause and add, you could always dye your hair. Maybe no one would know. You could pass it off as your own. I could, she says, snubbing the cigarette out on the heel of her shoe, but it wouldn't really be mine. Alright, so if you, that was kind of a weird transition. I didn't mean to suddenly sound so happy. But if you enjoyed those poems, if you want to hear more of my poems and have me read them aloud, then just let me know. Comments, rate me down below, thumb me, whatever it is, star me, and I'd be happy to do this more. This is sort of an experiment, and like I said, these particular poems are pretty strange. So if you like them, maybe that's a good thing. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday evening, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.